So I'm going to do a walk around kind of early review video on my Jaguar XE 35T R Sport all-wheel drive. Mouthful of a name. Let's go ahead and even start it up. It has the mirrors that fold out. R Sport badging right there on the steering wheel. Really nice. Love this steering wheel. Just leather wrapped, just really nice to grab a hold of. Amazing steering wheel. So here we go on the startup. So this one's the supercharged V6. This is the same. It has the dial that rises up out of the console right there. And I didn't even mention, you know, as you get into, like, you're going to start up the car, this pulsates red like the beating heart of a Jaguar to bring it to life. I'm just going to move this back. So really, the backup camera, really nice quality backup camera. This is a 2017, so pretty good quality for the backup camera. I'm just going to move this off the snow real quick so that as I walk around the vehicle, it's not, you know, crackling, hearing that snow crackle as I walk around. But anyway, I added these aftermarket floor mats, just got them off eBay. But so with this interior, this is the, of course, two-tone black and red interior. I think some of this is a leatherette, I'm pretty sure, and then some of it might be a real leather. I think this is like a leatherette is what it is, and then this is a real leather, I believe. But you have the actual red stitching right here. But what's fun about these floor mats is that, in my opinion, I mean, you can see this one back here. I'll give you a better look at that back there, but I just got these off eBay, you know, they're like 80 bucks or something, and that's like a fake stitching. But, you know, as someone gets in here with this two-tone black and red, I mean, that's gonna fool most people. These fit in pretty well. Let's show you the back ones. Yeah, so there's these little clips that hold them in, and they fit all the way down there, all the way up under the seat, so you can't see really where, and then they fit up under these seats. And then you have the Jaguar branding right there, and it fits perfectly around this. So these floor mats, I mean, to me, they'd fool me. They look OEM to me. They look pretty cool. So yeah, as far as the interior in this thing, pretty bonkers, I think. That's what I just love about this car. So yeah, you have the R Sport branding right there. But as you get in, you know, you just feel so low, like where it's a rear-wheel drive-based platform. All of this center pass right here is all kind of fat and thick, and then you just kind of feel really low as you're down in the vehicle. So it has a really kind of exotic feel to it as you get down in here. Just kind of wrapping around the driver. All this just kind of wraps around you. And then you can have these seats pretty low. So it feels like you're really low to the ground in this car. And the car is, you know, pretty low to the ground. But this is the R Sport spec, which is basically like the top trim level. So this one has, it has the, you know, adaptive cruise control, which for a 2017, that's nice to have. It actually has heated and cooled front seats, but it also has heated rear seats, which is pretty cool. But you've got the R Sport badging right there. These are the 19-inch wheels. And then as we come around to this front end, I just think that this front end of these cars of this trim level is just sinister. Because right here, on the base Jaguar XEs, you don't get these LED DRLs. Like in this lighting, you're not going to be able to see, you know, how cool these headlights are. But this is a DRL right here that lights up when you turn on the car. You can see more Jaguar logo right there inside the headlight. But in the daytime, you know, you're not gonna be able to appreciate how cool these headlights are, but still. So on a base XE, you don't get these sinister DRLs. You just get like big, kind of awkward incandescent headlights on the base trims of this. So you need to get kind of the top trims, and it might even just be the R Sport, where you get these bigger, nicer DRLs, but you got to have those to get this kind of sinister front end. I just love this front end. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the profile view. Profile view of the car is beautiful, gorgeous. I got it tinted, of course. So here in Utah, you can do 35% on the front, and then I, of course, go the 5% on the back. I'm actually gonna debadge this badging right here, this badging right here, and even this Jaguar. I'm gonna debadge all of that. That's what I'm gonna do, so that you just have the leaper. Because if you think about any sort of like Ferrari or something like that, you only have the Ferrari logo and there's no other badging. It's kind of one of those, like, you have to be a car person to know what it is type situations. All the badging, I just think it's kind of makes the car even more unique to not have that badging on there, so I'm going to debadge it. All that riding and just have the leaper. I feel like that'll make it a little bit more exotic, actually. So this rear end, before I got this car in photos and on camera, I didn't like the rear end of this car. I thought it was kind of awkward looking. I thought that these taillights were kind of too big and kind of weird. But in person, once I actually owned the vehicle and I'm around it in real life, the back end looks just fine to me. Because in real life, these back wheel arches are pretty fat. And this is a staggered setup, so you have two 25s in the front and two 55 wide tires in the back. So in real life, with the back wheels being pretty wide and these back haunches being pretty wide, this car looks pretty cool in real life, even from the back. So I bought this car used, and so just second owner. I'm the second owner. It was a one-owner car, and interestingly enough, it was actually, I'm in Utah, and this car actually was bought in Utah and serviced in Jaguar of Salt Lake City for almost its whole life. And then the owner moved down to Las Vegas, lived there for a little bit, and then I bought it in Las Vegas, just complete coincidence, and took it back to Utah. So it's basically spent its whole life in Utah. I'm the second owner. It's been serviced its whole life at Jaguar of Salt Lake City. Got serviced a little bit and a couple times in Las Vegas. But yeah, very clean title, one owner car. And it was new. This thing was like 60K or something, somewhere around there, like 58K. But I got it for 20,900, 61,000 miles. So 2017 was the first model year of this vehicle here in the US, but the vehicle had been around in other markets since 2016. So that made me feel a little bit better of getting the first model year, because it wasn't truly the first model year of this car, just first model year here in the US. So it's actually been reliable for me so far. I've put 61,000 miles. I've put only 2,000 miles on it. Here's another look at those floor mats as you get in. But I only put 2,000 miles on it, haven't had any problems with it, and just have a little bit of a suspension, like a little bit of like kind of a rattle squeak sound from this front corner, from the suspension or a strut or something like that kind of comes and goes. So I'm gonna have that checked out when this goes in for service. But yeah, as far as driving the car, I mean, it's so fun to drive. These handle really well. This car was designed to handle better than a 3 Series. That was their whole objective, was like, we want this car to be more aggressive handling wise than a 3 Series. And I think that they achieved that. And then the sounds of the supercharged V6. That's the same V6, it's in an F-Type, just tuned differently. But the sounds of driving around in this, really cool. And then, yeah, I mean, with Jaguar, it's like, Nobody has them, you know. No one has them. You just don't see them around the roads very often at all, so you kind of feel special as you're driving around in it. This one has the Meridian surround sound. Yeah, lots of features, heated steering wheel. So a lot of car for the money. You know, people are out there buying a Kia for 20 grand. You know, Kia K5 or whatever for 20 grand, slightly used. This thing's 20K, you roll up next to it, and it's in a completely different realm, a completely different world. I mean, people, the brand cachet of Jaguar, like, I don't care. Car people, you know, they may be like, well, yeah, Jaguar sucks. Like, car people may not think highly of Jaguar, but everyday average Joe people that don't know anything about cars, they hold Jaguar in a light similar to Porsche. Like, oh, you drive a Jaguar? Oh, this is a Jaguar? Wow, I've never been in a Jaguar before. They take out their phones. They're on Snapchat and stuff like that, like snapping the fact that they're in a Jaguar. So it's like everyday average Joe people, they barely even know what the car is when they see it because they're so rare. They get in it, they find out it's a Jaguar. They start freaking out, especially when you have this exotic two-tone red and black interior and everything like that. So anyway, car's been great so far, and this is kind of like a weekend toy for me. I have the daily driver right there, the black Touareg. I'm going to do a video on that. But yeah, if you made it this far and you watched all this, thanks for watching. And another video will be coming soon on the Touareg. And yeah, as long as you can find a Jaguar XE that is clean title and has a clean history and has been serviced and everything like that. I mean, I was all over Reddit forums before I bought this, and people seem to, you know, think the XEs are, for a Jaguar, fairly reliable. They seem like they work pretty well, and so far I haven't had any problems. So knock on wood. I don't know if there's much wood in this car really anywhere, maybe this, but knock on wood, of course. It's a Jaguar, but yeah, fun so far. So that ends the video. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching.